press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Sebastian Fitness Solutions. Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different than the usual content I put out. I was at the IHFF Sheru Classic expo a little over a week ago, and amongst an otherwise uneventful couple of days, I got to meet WBFF World Champion Fitness model Shaun Stafford at the Optimum Nutrition booth. We got to talking and he suggested, why not just do a quick video for the channel? And I was like, let's do it. So what you'll see next is an impromptu interview with Shaun that was literally done on the spot with no planning. I think this is actually the first time I've ever interviewed someone, but it ended up being awesome. So here it is, enjoy.
What is up everybody, this is Suneet Sebastian, Sebastian Fitness Solutions, and I'm here at the Optimum Nutrition booth at the IHFF Sheru Classic 2017 with Shaun Stafford. It's your first time here in India, Shaun. I'm going to first ask you a very generic question. How did you find it in India? It's your first time here, what do you feel?
It's my first time in India and I'll tell you what, it is incredible. Everybody here has been so friendly. The food is amazing. It's so warm, it's so friendly, and definitely coming back.
Sweet. Alright, so I got 3 questions for you. Right, and they're going to be towards more geared towards the kind of content that I put out, which is more towards science. So my first question to you is BroScience versus ProScience. What's your take on that? Because you know the industry has come a long way. Yeah. In the beginning you had a lot of ProScience, pro information going on, and now we've got this huge shift towards very scientific heavy and research based, evidence based information. So where do you sit on that? Like, how do you design your programs? What do you think about that?
So my background in training is I learned this stuff at school. So I studied biology, I studied physiology, I studied sports science. So my background comes from more of a scientific background. So I'm very much a believer in evidence-based training. However, saying that, you cannot count out anecdotal evidence. So there are things that manuals don't always explain. If you look at the guys that are writing research papers on training, a lot of them, they don't look like they even lift, right? So I think some people can get lost in the science and forget about the intensity needed to train hard. So I think there's a real balance between making sure you're doing what's scientifically right and it's going to be optimal for your gains and your results, and also not being too consumed by the micro technicalities of science that you forget about the intensity and the passion and the drive, what it actually takes to go that extra mile and train hard.
Makes sense, absolutely. It's like a balance between the two, one or the other. Yeah, obviously. And you have to practice what you preach. I think one thing that you mentioned, there's a lot of guys who got ProScience don't necessarily present themselves in a very most fittest way because they haven't built a physique like that. Right. I think the best thing that someone who's really ProScience can do is build a physique using that scientific information and even further perpetuate the whole science.
100%. As you said, I think that one of the most things about that balanced approach, certainly be informed, read the right stuff, watch on YouTube, watch people like yourself who are putting out good quality content, and then, most importantly, go and try it yourself. Find out what works for you. Read something that will inspire you, and then go try it out. And also, don't just do a flash in the pan. Do it so that you try it for 4 or 6 weeks, see what the results work for you, and then go from there.
Absolutely, and that is the scientific method usually. Taking something, trying it out, experimenting, and then figuring things out. Right? And my second question was going to be more towards, what is your personal training philosophy like? Do you tend to, when you design your own programs, do you really sit down with, the evidence in terms of the volume, how much intensity, or do you really go by intuition and also what's traditional knowledge?
So when I do is I always sit down and I write the cycles out. So I write the accumulation and intensification phases out. So my programmings are definitely periodized over 6, 12, or 18 weeks. What I then do is I listen to my body and I see how it's responding. So if I'm not enjoying certain parts of the training or I'm not feeling I'm responding well, I'm not afraid to change it. So there's definitely an overarching science and planning behind it, but it's also you've got to go a little bit by your gut as well. If you're not feeling an exercise is working like it should, or you're not feeling a rep range or a training protocol is optimally getting you where you need to be, don't be afraid to change it, because at the end of the day, you can feel what's going on with your body. You know what's going on with your body. You've been training long enough that you can work it out. It'll, you know, definitely go by this, definitely go by this.
And it's very important that he mentioned periodization, because one of the things that's really missing, especially in the Indian fitness scene, is that people don't periodize. They tend to just go boss the wall all the time, you know, same rep range, always probably sometimes even always 1 rep max or always 10 rep maxes, you know. So it's really good and really important that you've emphasized periodization. And I think beyond the initial beginner stages, I think that's what we're really secret ingredient that you really need to really progress that way. Is that right?
100% correct. If you're really looking to progress with your training, looking to progress with your fitness, it's really important that you change the stimulus that is occurring to your body. You've got to think, why am I training? And to break it down simply, you're training to put a stress on your body that is going to force it to change in a certain way. Your body adapts. That is why you change. That's why you grow or you shrink or you get stronger. Your body is an adaptive organism. So when you're training, your body will adapt to that. So the more you do the same things, your body will adapt to it and it will become less effective. So it's very important to change those stimulus over time so that you keep moving forward.
Right, my last question to you, because I think we're running out of time now. We're getting all the signals from everywhere. Last question to you has to do with YouTube fitness. So obviously the YouTube fitness scene is quite heavy and saturated right now. What do you think is missing? What do you think the direction should be in YouTube fitness? Where should it go now, and what's missing in right now?
So I think at the moment, I'm going to talk specifically about the Indian fitness scene. It's very new over here, it's very young. I think one of the most important things that is probably missing from the Indian fitness culture would be the importance of nutrition. So I think nutrition is what fuels results, and I think once you get the appreciation for calories, macronutrients, the importance of protein in what is essentially a vegetarian diet, I think that once you get your head around that, and once you learn about that, it will be, everybody's results from their training will get better.
I don't think you quite caught the question, so I'm going to repeat it once again. Okay. It's about YouTube fitness, right?
Oh, so YouTube fitness. Okay, sorry.
So what's missing in YouTube fitness today that you think really would take the industry further?
I think something like you said, something that's going to be very educational based, and something that, especially with weight training, especially for the Indian market, would be giving them something to do. And it may not necessarily be a training program. It could be something that you can do at your home, something that's really accessible that anybody can do anywhere. I think getting people moving, getting people fit is definitely where you want to be headed.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Shaun. Really great meeting you. Thanks again, and hope to see you soon again next year at the Sheru Classic.
Hopefully I'll come back and we can do this interview again next year.
Absolutely. Right. Take care.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also, follow me on my social media. All the links are down below in the description. And finally, to watch another video, click right over here.